Emo Social Club, we are here live at the House of Blues in the dressing room. I'm Brian.
And I'm Lizzie, and we're here today with Winona Fighter. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
No comment.
If you guys want to go and introduce yourselves and like what you do in the band and all that stuff too.
Yeah, hey, I'm Dan. I play lead guitar.
I'm Chloe, or people call me Coco, and I'm the front woman.
I'm Austin. I play bass and do some background vocals as well.
I also do background vocals. I forgot.
You got to get all your credits in.
Shit.
You don't want to be left out.
Is anybody a special tambourine player too? While we're at it, while we're throwing it all in.
No, we could add a little tambo in there, but I play drums on all our recordings and stuff.
Oh, okay,
Hell yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I was going to say, like, there's no drummer, so it's like, who drums? But that's pretty rad. You're like, I don't need a session drummer. I can do it. I'll get in there.
I can do all of it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, we're here at House of Blues because you guys are opening the show for the Bayside, Finch, and Armor for Sleep tour. We already said a little bit. It's been going on for about a month now. But how's the tour been? How has the reception been to you guys? I know it's a lot of OG emo bands, and as like the new kids on the block, like how's that been, and how's the vibes been for the tour?
I think it's been like super accepting, and I think for us, it's felt like we're getting past the torch a little bit because we are playing with such like legends and like bands that we grew up listening to. It's pretty insane that we're getting the opportunity to be on like the same playing field as them, and they've done nothing but shown us like respect and have been equals with us. I know we were just talking about, but the first day of tour, the venue tried to put our merch in the basement by the bathrooms, and like Anthony came downstairs and was like, this is not happening. So it's been a really, really cool experience.
Yeah, the crowds have been pretty spectacular as well. There's been a lot of places that we've never been before, and it seemed like we were like the hometown heroes all of a sudden. So it's been really cool to see the crowd interactions and talk to people at the merch table after the shows.
Yeah, I would just say no disasters yet, which has
good.
been awesome.
Love that.
So like pretty
Still time.
smooth. Like we did 10 hours yesterday driving from. Well, I guess we played in Denver 2 nights ago and stayed somewhere in Iowa last night.
Davenport.
Yeah, so there've been a
Okay.
couple like 600, 700, 800 mile drives.
There have been like quite a few people who have been like, oh, so like, are you guys like in a bus? I was like, on what planet would we be in a bus? It's like we have no crew with us. It's just the band.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just the three of us like behind the wheel and making it work. So I think no disasters it's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
it is good.
So you're still really keeping it with like the full like DIY till I die type of vibe right now.
Very much so. Yes.
Yes.
So it's unlike everyone on TikTok, or like everyone's an industry plant. You work certifiably no industry plant
Yep.
for sure now.
It's so funny, like, we've gotten industry plant comments, and our, like, managers will text us, and they'll be like, the funniest thing is like, compared to anyone on our roster, you guys are so far from industry plants.
Yeah.
They're like, if you guys are industry plants, then, like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
I'm also glad to hear because like you would assume that a tour like this would have a lot of like late 30-year-olds and like being people who don't really like, newer music and are like, I don't care about that opening band. But I'm glad as somebody who is one of those is like nearing 40 and I'm like, yeah, I really like these other bands. I'm going for them. It's like, oh shit. No, like they are like a really good opening band for this tour. So I'm on record now as recording that I also really like this band and I am near 40.
He's been getting a lot of flack online for not liking new music, so this is also his redemption arc right now a little bit.
Yeah.
But that is like the thing, you know. I think that's what we were most nervous about. Is we do know it's going to be like a little bit of an older crowd, and I mean, it's just been insane the amount of people who have come up to us after our set and been like, I had no fucking idea who you were until like a couple minutes ago, and they're buying a couple shirts and a couple vinyls, and so I would say that's good on us for this run.
Really nailed it.
Like very nice.
Yeah.
It's a fun challenge. I mean, honestly, to like see as the set goes on, the crowd becomes super engaged.
Yeah.
And we definitely see that, from the first song. We obviously have there's some people out there that do know us and are singing along from the get-go, but then as we get through our little set, we can see the whole crowd at least jumping into the energy, which is fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice. Well, I think what's also unique is like listening to your music, like especially because I found you guys through TikTok with Hams in a Glass. So I heard it and I went, this is really like post indie, post punk, a little bit punk, like pop punky vibes. And I really liked that. And then listening to all your other stuff, it is more like pop punk, but you mix it really well with this post punk energy too, I felt like you guys could either go this direction with doing this pop punk, like OG kind of like emo-ish type of tour, or doing something that's almost in the same vein of like Mannequin Pussy or like Idols, even in that too. So when you kind of think about it going forward with any music that you put out soon, would you be looking to keep in that pop punk vein, or would you look outside and doing more of that like kind of post-punky type vibe?
I would say that the music we have coming out soon is definitely more, I think it's pop punk in the way that it is catchy and melodic, but it's definitely in that more raw punk, aggressive, more Hams in a Glass type vibe, I would say. But I think that's the nice thing about our music too, is we're not stuck in this emo world, but we're also not stuck in this like hardcore, like just raw punk world. We really do have the means to go wherever and like do whatever, and I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all our music tastes, even between the three of us, is very, very, very varied. So I think that just lends itself to slip into the recordings and the live set as well, which is very fun. You can kind of see if you're like, I'm thinking about like if Austin's doing a little bass thing, it's like, oh, I can kind of see where he's pulling that from something else, or Chloe with maybe a little vocal melody. It maybe wouldn't be the thing you would immediately think of, but it works so well. And I think that's the thing that makes the chemistry pop.
I think I've heard people say punk pop.
Is
that different than pop punk?
It
I
is.
don't know. I feel
like
like
that.
pop punk has like a certain connotation to it, which is great, and we all love that. But I do think we kind of differentiate ourselves from that a little bit.
Yeah, like I'm on stage screaming my head off.
Yeah.
And it's I think like we don't use tracks or anything. Like our show is very much something you'd go to like a tiny shitty little DIY venue and go see.
Yeah.
So we can play those small venues, or we can play House of Blues, and it's still just this pure punk show.
Mm-hmm. What is the most emo song you are listening to right now? It also doesn't have to be an emo band.
It just can have the vibe.
I've been listening to Armor for Sleep every night, so I'm listening to something completely different now during the day.
I've been listening to a lot of Hot Mulligan lately. I know that's a band, not a song, but yeah, those guys are emo as fuck, dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was gonna say Elliott Smith.
Oh, wow. I was just listening to Elliott Smith, too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
Which
Yikes.
I feel like whenever I'm listening to Elliott Smith, you come up to me and you're like, "Hey, is everything
good?
okay?" Like, yeah. So
I was just about to ask you, like, are you good? Like,
Oh, boy.
uh-oh.
This
Don't
question
cry.
doesn't usually
Don't
lead
cry.
to interventions.
I think similar to you, Chloe. I think I don't have like a specific song, but the Dangerous Summer's been putting out a couple
Ooh,
new songs
yes.
that I've been listening to. So always excited when an album from them comes out.
Yeah, heavily underrated band.
Oh yeah.
Always excited to just get super depressed.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was the inspiration for your most recent single, I'm in the Market to Please No One?
I wrote I'm in the market after I was doing some cleaning and I had found a letter. It was like one of those therapy exercises. And I had written a letter to an ex-partner who was not the greatest person in the world, a very bad person, some would say. And I just like remember reading it and I just felt gross because it was so it sounded so weak and it sounded so like powerless. And it's a situation I had never written about, never like put a song out about. And so I just kind of took a step back and realized as a band we have a platform now and we have a voice now and there are people listening and it's, you know, a situation where I think people feel very lonely when in fact like tons of people go through it, domestic abuse, domestic violence. So I felt like it was time to like finally write about it. And I was definitely nervous when I brought it to the table because I kept being like, yeah, like the song's sick, but it's not a single. Oh yeah, like this cool song, but it's not gonna be a single. And then it was our first release on Rise Records.
You're like Electric K.
Yeah.
And it's been so fucking cool. Like I get choked up every night because I'll look out and there are like everyone from like young women screaming their lungs out to these big ass grown ass dudes like almost in fucking tears. You know, like it's the reception and more importantly I think the relatability has been so cool. So it was definitely it has become more than I thought it was going to be.
Just listening to it, like, to get ready for this, I was like, holy shit, this song is a banger.
Thank you.
It has that sort of, like, OG emo style, like, in the guitars and all that, like I was saying before. But I think the best thing about it is it's, like, there's so much sense of, like, misogyny in emo lyrics from, like, the early 2000s. And it felt like it was kind of flipping it a little bit on its head with, like, a woman singing it. So the idea that, like, these big dudes are, like, cry singing it, it's, like, it's the same idea as, like, young women singing songs, you know, at Warped Tour. It's, like, it's just flipping it on its head. And I'm like, this is so good.
Yeah.
The line about pay to cry in therapy, I was like, that is way too close to home. That is so real.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I have like goosebumps even thinking about it. But yeah, it's been really cool, and I think it being so upbeat and listenable because it's like this upbeat fun song, it makes it like easier to talk about what the song's about, and I think it makes it easier for people to talk about what it's about too. So yeah, it's just been so cool.
What is the scene like in the local? What's the local scene like in the city where you're from?
It's definitely growing. I feel like when we all moved there, I've been there for about 8 years. Chloe, you too. It was pretty non-existent for the most part, but it's been very cool. It seems like, especially over the last like 3 or 4 years, it's grown quite a bit, and we're starting to see like kind of a lot of our peers be able to do a lot of cool things there too. So, yeah, it's just, I guess, growing is what I'd say.
Yeah, it's been interesting to your point. When we first moved there there wasn't really much of a scene. Like, it was very, very, very underground. But yeah, in the past couple of years, it's like not only has there been more, and I feel like this is because of the like whole emo like
revival.
Back. Yeah, revival and TikTok.
Yeah.
It's become, I would say, like the emo alt pop punk scene has become this giant thing in Nashville, especially. I mean, we have, you know, Cassidy Pope is from Nashville now, and some guys from All American Rejects, they're in Nashville.
Some of the guys from Bayside.
Yeah. So it's all the legends are moving there, and I think that is kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
But the punk scene itself, I would say, has gotten bigger as well. There are some great bands coming out of Nashville, like Snooper, and yeah, it's just been cool to be a part of the growth.
Yeah, it's also just like an industry town too. So you know, there's lots of different publishing companies and record labels and stuff like that. So I guess it does make sense. Like if you're a band like Nashville, and I guess if you're in the vicinity, it's a pretty good bet to move to Nashville and try to get your foot in the door.
LA of the Midwest,
Yeah.
I guess.
Better than going out to LA. All right. So concerning your singles, so how was it in the process of choosing Hams and I'm in No Market to be your kind of lead singles for when you guys were like really starting to blow up, and also when you're putting out your first single on Rise?
I would say, so we had released our debut EP in 2022, and we went a whole year without releasing music, but we were doing some really cool stuff in the meantime. We had gotten the opportunity to open for Incubus and Motion City Soundtrack. We did the Is for Lovers Festival, so we were booked and busy, but we definitely waited a while to release a new song. And then it was a lot of back and forth on what the next single would be. But then I think the minute Hams was brought to the table, like the minute someone was like, and I think it was you were like, what about Hams? I think it was a no-brainer. It was like, this is a fucking ripper. And it stops people. Like, the first line just kind of, like, stops you. And you're like, well, I have to listen to this now.
Yeah.
It had been pretty undeniable. We played it live, too, before it came out as a single. So it seemed to be that every live show we were playing it at, people were like, oh, I'm so in on this song right now. And you could kind of feel that from the crowd at the stage. So it seemed to be a natural fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's like, I think the cool thing too is that we had posted like a snippet on TikTok, and in no way, shape, or form were we like, oh, like let's try to get this to go viral. We're like, let's just post this for the fans that we have. And then it just like, I remember posting it, and we were in the car, me and Austin were in the car, and I was like, oh shit, like Hams has 1,000 likes. What the fuck? Hams has like 5,000 likes. And this is like all within an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like sweating. I'm like, no. I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? And then from there, we had released Johnny's Dead. And that was really cool because Spotify had reached out to us. And they wanted to do a collaboration with their Fresh Finds program. So we had like video from the day that the three of us wrote Johnny's Dead, and we were like, oh, let's use this as like promo for that collaboration. And that was just insane. Like, that was just out of natural. They literally cold emailed us, and they were like, hey, like, let's work together.
Yeah.
It's like, is this spam? Is this a prank?
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't answer for like 2 days. I was like, okay, weirdo.
Like, you're gonna next ask me for some money, and I'm not gonna give it to you.
And then we released I Think You Should Leave, and all the singles were just doing really well, and so we were like, okay, this first single we release off of Rise has to be just so fucking like banging and powerful. And again, it was just kind of like unanimous, like I'm in the Market was the one to go with.
Perfect.
Now, with that in mind, when can we expect an album?
You want me to say that? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this year. No, that's me.
I like it.
That.
I like it.
If anyone else has anything to add. But yeah, we are going to, basically the rest of May, or the entirety of May, we're basically recording, like, 7 or 8 more songs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then take a few of the singles that we've released and slap it on a whole LP.
Boom.
Boom.
There we go.
But that's just me saying that.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Everyone else disagrees, but
Right.
Just in case it gets back to Rise and they're like, hey,
yeah.
hey.
We're like, Austin,
Hit him with the blow dart.
Yep. All right. We'll try to get through the questions. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but who would you like to collab with, and what kind of collab would you like to do with them? Could be like a producer, could be another artist, like writing with you, could be like a guest vocal spot, anything like that.
I think it'd be really cool to work with Eric Valentine. He's a producer, engineer. He did like Queens of the Stone Age, but also Taking Back Sunday, Good Charlotte, and he just seems like a super cool guy. So.
Gosh. I mean, this is a very cliche answer, but it'd be cool to write a tune with Tom DeLonge.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to collaborate with, and you guys had mentioned them earlier, Mannequin Pussy. I'm really into them right now, and I think it would just be really, I think we would just make something so powerful that people would be like, whoa. Like,
Yeah.
I think it would be insane. Otherwise, I've been getting the itch to like I really want to like scream on someone's track. Like I want someone to like have me on as a feature, and just they're like, just let it rip.
Just go.
Yeah.
Would it be like a heavy band, or would it be like?
I think I'm open to like anything. I mean, obviously, like Poppy just did that song "Knock Loose."
So good.
That would be sick. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would lose my fucking mind. That would
Yeah.
be insane. So yeah, that's just kind of like a little dream of mine.
Love it. And then, after this tour ends, are there any other tour dates that you have coming up that people can go and see you on?
We have a lot of festivals that are currently scheduled for the fall, and we will be after we finish up this festival. We're playing Shaky Knees in Atlanta, which is gonna be really cool. And then a bunch in the fall. Aftershock, which is really Sacramento.
Yeah.
Ocean's Calling, Louder Than Life.
South Star,
which
is a new
is gonna
festival
be
in
crazy.
Huntsville. And then, I mean, I think we're jonesing to do a little headliner run at some point this summer. It's been really cool to be on this tour and see where the reception's been like stellar, and hopefully make our way back through. Cheaper tickets, longer set.
Yeah, fair.
It's on the t-shirt.
Yeah. That's on the ad.
It just goes on the back like Winona Fighter. Cheaper tickets, longer sets. Everyone gets a hams.
Is hams
Bars,
better in a
just
glass?
hams.
Yeah.
Honestly, that'd be like $1 more per ticket.
Yeah. There was a catchphrase at my college where we would drink hams, and everybody who would just pop the top and go, hams.
Yeah, baby.
And that'd be our night.
Come on.
Yeah. Have you guys done Riot Fest here?
No,
How do we make that happen?
we haven't done Riot Fest.
Oh,
I don't know if you're out to get us. I don't know if our invitation got lost in the mail this year. But we're open. We're free.
Please.
I mean, everyone wants us there.
Yeah.
The people, they're commenting.
Yeah.
Slide into our DMs.
Get Winona Fighter to Riot Fest. And I'm like, it's not I can't make that happen.
Yeah.
we'll clip it now and then we'll tag
We're
them.
sending
There
this.
you
You can make it happen.
Tagging him in.
Riot Fest. Yeah, they're gonna stitch it and they're gonna be like banned.
Yeah.
For
Banned
life.
forever,
No,
actually.
that would be a dream though. Like I want to play Riot Fest so fucking bad.
I
You're like
honestly
the
was
perfect
like,
sound for it.
I was honestly thinking, I was looking at like all the tour routes and I'm like, that would make sense if they played Riot Fest. That'd be pretty cool. They're on all these other festivals.
Exactly. Everyone else is having us.
This is us trying to break news. Turns out we have to like go and make it happen now to break the news.
Right.
They're like Winona Fighter is playing every other festival, so we can't have
Yeah.
we can't like follow the crowd. We can't have them.
We gotta let them cook.
Yeah.
You can't.
You can't, yeah.
Have us.
You
Please.
can definitely have us. We're very open. Well, that's all of our questions. You guys are playing in a little bit, so we don't want to take up too much of your time. But is there anywhere where people can find you on the internet? How can people follow you? Where can they go to tell Riot Fest to book you? All the places on the internet where they can purchase your music and anything like that.
You can tag Riot Fest wherever you see this and say, please, Riot Fest, have Winona Fighter. Please. Otherwise, you can follow us on all social media platforms at Winona Fighter. I run our Twitter, and it's hilarious. So if you want a couple laughs.
Yeah.
Daniel.
It's great. No, it's great. Totally killer.
Is there's internal beef being started right now?
Yeah.
If you want to see a lot of shit posting, follow us on TikTok. And that's about it.
You can stream us on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, what else? YouTube,
Amazon Music.
Amazon Music,
Pandora? Question mark?
Pandora.
Can you pick what song you want to listen to on Pandora, or is it still radio?
I think it's.
Artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could probably do Winona Fighter Station.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think my parents have Pandora. I think that's how they get down.
Oh, okay.
So I'll
So
check.
if you release a new single, they go on Winona Fighter Radio.
Like, that's
they're
not
like,
it. That's
they're
Hope I hear it.
they're like-
They just keep doing it. They pay
Yeah.
for premium now until they can just sort through and get to
Yep.
it.
Could be.
We'll get there.
You'll have to just text and ask, and then
Yeah.
just let us know. And
I'll
we'll
check.
update. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, come to a show. We are a lot of fun, and if you like to just scream your itty bitty heart out and thrash around, we're the band to do it with.
Hell yeah. Well,
Awesome.
Winona Fighter, this has been amazing. We're very excited to see you tonight, and everybody at home, just go bitch at Riot Fest until they book them because they deserve to be
Keep
there.
tagging them.
Banned for life is what we're gonna be.
We're gonna get banned because we're like now sending like horrible.
Yeah, we're gonna send it, and then they're gonna like DM us, and they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you're not
Our
being
friend
chill
runs
right
the
now."
TikTok,
Yeah,
like,
they're
Oh,
gonna
really?
be. They're gonna be
They're
like,
just-
"Hey,
yeah.
stop that."
gonna be-
I will say, I think the big reason we got on Shaky Knees is because on Reddit, everyone was putting us in their like mock lineups, and so I'm pretty sure our agent just kept sending all the mock lineups to like the guy who booked Shaky Knees.
That's one way.
Clever.
I will say, I am in. So I love Shaky Knees. It's one of my favorite music festivals. I'm not going this year, unfortunately, but I'm in the Facebook group for it, and I kept seeing Winona Fighter. I'm like, oh, everyone is on this.
Yeah, we have this legendary, not my words, but everyone else's words, legendary set from Bonnaroo, 2023. It was noon on a Thursday in a barn. And so that's like, I see like everyone on Reddit being like, you gotta go see Winona Fighter. Barn set, baby. Barn set 2024.
Hell yeah.
How do we get you to do an audio tree session in a barn, but
Yeah.
in the middle Illinois?
Yeah.
That was
Just ask us.
that was so for real.
Say
Book
less.
the barn.
Yeah, say less.
I'm there with bells on, baby.
Cowbells all day. Let's go.
Oh God. Well, sick. Thank you again, and yeah, we'll
thank
see you
you
shortly
guys.
on
Yeah,
stage.
thanks, guys.